Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Malcolm A. Benson from Take 101. We have an amazing individual joining us today on Take 101 A to Z in filmmaking. I'm going to introduce this special person that came all the way from Nigeria. At the moment, she is in London, and she's doing the right thing, as she always does. So today, I have with me Honorable Ambassador Chibuzo P. Osigwe. This woman is the Executive Assistant to Anambra State Governor on Community Liaison. All right? She's actually the President and the founder of Mel Jenston Youth Empowerment Initiative. This is an NGO for the orphans, the physically challenged, the aged, and the widows, also for the disadvantaged youth. She is a woman of many, many hats. She's the her company is a PR and event company, I believe internationally based, because she runs in Nigeria and also in London. She is the CEO, so I'm happy to have her today to talk to us about so many things. She is an ambassador, and she's an ambassador of peace and unity, charity and youth empowerment. All right, I'm going to get her to tell us a bit more about herself, but from what I know, she's a very, very formidable asset to have both in the community and in the film industry. She is a CRS advocate, all right? She is a public relation consultant, a transformational speaker, right? She's a transformational speaker. She is purpose-driven, all right? All right, she's purpose-driven, voice of the voiceless. Did you hear that? Let me say that again. She's the voice of the voiceless, all right? She's also an author, right? She has written books, and I can tell you, she will tell us a little bit more about her books, her literary works. All right. But on top of that, she is a movie producer, an actor, and an astute administrator. All right. So what more can you ask from one individual, one person? All right. She is an African patriotic Amazon with more than 100 awards. So she's a multi-award winning woman, right? I would say she's, everything you're asking from someone that can make impact in the society, right? So, in fact, her profile goes on and on. If I keep going, we haven't got all day. So let me bring in Ambassador Chibuzo Osigwe to tell us a little bit about what she's doing, why she's in London, what she's doing that I haven't mentioned. Just give us a little summary. Ambassador, over to you.
Thank you so much. When you were talking, I was just wondering, is it me that he's talking about? But I'm humbled and I'm honored to be here with you today. So talking about me, who is Chibuzo Osigwe, she is just an amazing personality, a woman with high intuition, empathy, and her heart is filled with compassion. The whole thing I do with my life is the C's work for me. The courage, creativity, commitment, confidence, and then beautiful communication. These are the tools that I use as a person, and they are the things that makes me me. Now, I can't talk about myself without talking about my humble beginning. I came from a family of 6. My daddy late now a few years ago, but a very senior, formidable lawyer, and my mom, a guidance counselor, okay? And then I am married to Miss Barrister Sigwe, and here I am in London doing what I know how to do best, because that's what I do. So over to you.
Fantastic. That is a very nice gelled summary of what you do. And without even wasting any further time, I want to tell you that under her self-sustained NGO, Ambassador Chibuzo carries out projects year on year, all right, under unconducive circumstances, all right? She says no to drug addiction, all right? She has youth conferences where they say no to drug addictions. And in fact, she also has a charity that she calls the Busopat Charity Ball. And it's a community outreach where they offer motivational awards. All right. I think she is Miss Motivational Nigerian Brain Pageant.
It's part of my projects, yeah.
Part of her projects.
Yes.
Motivational.
And the motivational awards, they're all standing on their own.
Yeah, all standalones.
On their own, yes. Different projects every other month.
Wow, that is amazing. And she's also got this comedy infusion for children with Down syndromes. Yeah. You know, she's doing another thing called Stop Violence Against Children and Youth essay. All right. She has a competition for secondary schools. Yes. She is, which is so amazing to know. She's actually the former public relations officer of Julius Baja Nigerian PLC.
Yeah.
Wow.
We thank God.
Only you.
When passion drives you, there's no limit to what you can do, you know, because the size of your audience is not really what matters. It's the good work that you do. And consistency is the key.
We say to you, welcome to London, England.
Thank you so much. Thank you
so
much.
Amazing. So Chibuzo, Ambassador Chibuzo, can you please tell us now what you're currently working on?
Okay, like you said, everything you mentioned, honestly, they are the things that, because I am passion driven. Now, when we talk about the Busopat Charity Ball, community outreach, in that one, we pay school fees for the orphans. We empower the widows with sewing machine and all that. We give clothes. We come in with, and what is even so wonderful about is that we pick a community. They don't need to raise anything. We will go there, meet whoever the king is and all that, tell them about what we do. Then all we ask them to do is get us maybe president of the Widows Association, and then somebody who can go to schools and find out those who have not paid school fees. And by the time we come, I will come in with everything that I need to come in on a day that we met. They will be the one pointing out, like the wheelchairs that I bring, they will be the one telling me the people in the village who are physically challenged but doesn't have wheelchair. They will be the one to tell me there are people who have made, learned how to sew, but they don't have sewing machines. And whoever it is will carry it in their presence, and the whole community will shout it that, yes, this is the person who needs this thing more, and it really touches me. The motivational that we do is not that before I started the brain pageant, I actually have not heard about the brain pageant because beauty pageant, but I looked at it. There are so many girls who are not fortunate to have come from a home where their mother or their parents are okay with high moral. And you see that they're falling out, not because they want to, but because they've not had the opportunity of having the right person to speak with them. And so I started that brain pageant, and I made sure that I did something. It was free. They don't need to pay any dime to get the form. They don't need to sell any ticket for me. They don't need to do anything monetary, but all they need to assure me that they are ready to change their lives. It doesn't matter where they are coming from. It doesn't matter what they used to be. The ability to want to turn a new leaf is what I'm interested in, because I had some reputable people who would take them online for a month or two before the main pageant thing, and they will take about every vices in their life. If you have inferiority complex and it's a problem, you drop it. Somebody will take you up on it. If you're somebody who spontaneously lie, somebody will take you up on it. And everything that is not a vision in them, they will drop it. And that's what we'll take on. And then I count them free and I feed them free. And I give them that platform. And I will tell you with pride that you need to see the queens produce in this place. These children have gone ahead to take over the world.
Wow.
Because we told them that we are looking for people, ladies, girls, who will be filled with confidence and high moral, who will understand that the money from a man is a bonus and not a determining factor. That they will know that the world is not a bed of roses, that it will pain you to gain you. And you must start now to know that you need to be courageous and confident enough to face it and look at it and decide what you want out of your life. And it has been paying, you know. And then the say no to drug addiction thing that we do, if society has done, I don't know what is happening, honestly. But like I said, when you want to impact the world, you don't need to look at the cost. You just want to impact people so that generations can be free. Now, I do that in a conference. I send out to them different schools. Most times I have 1,000 of them, but I get to goodwill and good relationships. So many people, NAFDAC have come to speak for them. So many reputable people as well that come to tell them the dangers of drug addiction, because you need to know that you need to be high on your grace and not on drugs. And this we keep telling them. And the implications of it is that by the time you finish the conference, you will see so many drug addicts coming to the office. And then that now led me to look for a place where you can rehabilitate them. That was another one, and it's really something else. Believe me.
You are an amazing woman. You're giving back to the community.
Thank God.
Even though you've gotten your fame as an actor, as a producer, you have chosen to give back to the community and not just follow the fame. You are really an inspirational woman that people should emulate. So now let's go back to, what drives you behind being able to, of course, you're doing your community projects, but at the same time, you are a producer, you're an author, and you're an actor, or shall I say actress, whichever way.
Yeah.
What drives you? How do you balance these, these activities?
Yeah, when you're an inspirational person, it's endless, because, you produce stuff. There's so much you need to give. But we find out that most times art, writing and movie, they have the same thing. They educate, they inform, they correct, and they entertain at the same time. And you must really know that for you to reach, most times writing is good. The books are there to change, but most of our people really don't read. And what you put down in your books, yes, if it reaches 1 million, when you put the same correctional thing in an advocacy movie, it will get to 100 million, because they watch. So you see that they're all the same. Now you have a heart to reach the world, to touch the world, to teach the world, to inform the world, and to correct them, okay? And then there are so many channels to do that. I will tell you, yes, acting makes me happy. Doing it makes me happy, but the most important thing is that I have opportunity of reaching people who I may not be able to see, to tell them that, yes, this part of life is not okay. You need to turn this way. They will see it with, and then see what has happened to people who have gone this way. And then they will decide, they will form an opinion for them. It will change their mind. It will give them vision. It will make them understand that, yes, This life is not just one-way traffic. There's so many things about it. So it comes with passion. You have to be compassionate. You have to be deep, because writing book is not just a one-off thing. It needs 100% concentration. And the same thing with writing scripts. And if you must write to change the world, then your whole heart had to be inside it. It's not a thing of pretense.
Fantastic. So what are the hurdles you have faced since you've started this? What are the problems you've had?
I've always said in life that if you're not ready to suffer, then you're not ready to make it. Every single thing we do in life has its own implications and disadvantages. But you see what I do? I know for me to give, I am not in competition with anybody. But if I touch a life positively, I know I have touched 50 in disguise. So that is why I do all these things. Starting from the charity thing, most times you hardly get the sponsors. So I try to do a whole lot. When I write the script, when I produce my movies, when I get it, so these are I take the dividend, I do this one, okay? So everywhere is dry. The challenges are enormous. You don't get sponsors for the things you do, but the determining thing is that you had to be focused. You had to know that there are 3 Ds that actually operate. When you have a dream, you need to have a dream to get started. You need to have the desire to keep it going, and you need to have determination to finish it. These 3 drives me, and it keeps me focused, and it makes me keep going.
All right, so you have really spoken very well. I'm very inspired. I'm really learning a lot from your experience, what you have done. And what I just wanted to find out from you now, Ambassador, is what would you say is your area, or are your areas of specialism? Like, which one comes before the other? Which one would you say this is, and then the others are subs?
Okay. I am a motivational person, in and out, whether I'm sleeping or working. Transformational and inspirational speaking comes on me like a DNA, a divine follow comes in. So anything that transforms is one. Then I will tell you, I put passion in all I do. I won't even tell you the one that is more important than other, because like during the lockdown, the moment we had that lockdown, everybody, I do, but now not for Chibuzo. I sat down within that 2-3 months, and that's when I wrote those 4 books. Okay, and that is it. Now, that is it. Coming to the charity thing that I do, I hate to see people that are in need. Believe me, it aches me. It hurts me. This one is not about depriving myself to make them happy. I give what I give the last, because I am whole, I'm sold to it. And I'm not doing it to make another person like me. I am not doing it for kudos, but I am doing it because in my heart, it makes me happy. I can't even tell myself apart from another. When I enter into the movie, I give my best to it, because I believe in giving my best to everything that I do. So all of them are the same approach for me. When I face the book, I pour 100% inside it. When I face the movie, I pour 100% inside it. When I am speaking for correction, or when I'm speaking to impact life, I pour my heart to it, because I walk my talk and I act my work. So you see that are all one and same for me. Honestly, the principle always work if you work the principle. So Chibuzo is just a passionate woman, whole and entire.
Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. All right, so if anyone were to ask me in one word, how do I describe Chibuzo? Should I say Chibuzo the producer, or should I say Chibuzo the actor, or should I say Chibuzo the motivational speaker, or should I say Chibuzo the author? Which one should I If I'm only given one.
Yeah, Chibuzo, the founder of Mel Jensen Youth Empowerment Initiative, because every other thing is encompassed inside it. Every other thing. So you use that one first, and then every other thing comes under.
Okay, remember, it's one word. They asked me, in one word, how do I describe Chibuzo? One only, one choice.
Very, very amazing. Amazing woman.
Amazing woman.
Yes.
Awesome. Chibuzo, the amazing woman. Awesome. Right. Okay. So Chibuzo, in your time in the industry, obviously we always come across it's not always rose and glory. We always come across, as you mentioned before, if you don't like what I do, whatever. How do you deal with rejection if it comes and when it comes?
Like I said, let me give you a kind of illustration. Lamborghini is designed for speed, right? It's designed for speed. But you know, Lamborghini can fall into the hand of somebody who doesn't know what speed is. If you use it at 50, 30, 40, 100, people will think something is wrong with Lamborghini. But because it's underused already. But until the right person is managing it, then you know the quality and what it's meant for. The issue is that, and for everybody in the world, don't ever set out to be the best in everything. That's inside your willpower. But rejection makes life beautiful. You can, if you are not failing, if you don't think of failing, you can never know where you're making mistakes. And you can never make it right because nobody is perfect. And the failure opens door for better things to come. So I don't fear failure. I don't fear rejection because it is a knockover for me, not a knockout. That's how I look at it. Where things are impossible, I keep saying, I don't see mountain, I see miracle always. So when it appears like that, and most times I laugh and tell people that when the doors are closed, push the window and keep moving. And if they seal the two, carve out a wall, a block. Once a block moves from a wall, you sneak out and go. If forward ever, backward never. So rejection doesn't mean anything for me. It motivates me.
Fantastic. Awesome. 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 You got it together, Chibuzo. You got it together. Right. So as you motivate others, I'm sure other people motivate you as well. So who would you say has inspired or motivated you or carries on motivating you?
I would say that everything begins at home. Believe me. Every single thing is not just charity that begins at home. For whatever a child will turn out to be, the parents must impart it. You see that discipline, what's it called? Spirituality, responsibility, productivity, they are parents' job to put into the life of their children. So I will tell you that my parents are the first people who inspired, who gave me an inch, because we may not have everything we needed, but we've got the things that matters. And the foundation of education and the freedom to express yourself, the confidence to face things and talk to them. We came out from a home where if you do something wrong, you're locked up in a library and you read books, and during dining you come out, and we're given the opportunity to face our parents and say, Daddy, you didn't do this right. Mommy, you erred in this place, and they apologize for that. There's nothing that gives you a right starting than when you know you can speak your mind and you'll be heard, and then and corrections will be done. That is one of the things that makes it that I can be anywhere today. One thing I learned from home is nobody intimidates anybody in our circle. It doesn't run in my gene, because anywhere I enter today, the first thing I look out for is what I do that you don't do. It doesn't matter how many zeros are in your account. It doesn't matter where you are. That I've written 4 books in 2 months. You may be a president, you didn't do it. We're equal. Because everybody in life has something somebody is doing. So that's the confidence. You may not know how to do everything, but those that you know how to do, it makes you special. And I got it from the home. So my parents, my first inspiration.
Fantastic. Okay, good. So as a filmmaker, what would you like to share about filmmaking and how to take it to market, distribute films?
Yeah, filmmaking is honestly, it is one beautiful thing that most people have not understood. Movies touch our hearts and it activates our soul. It awakens our vision and it changes the way we see things. And it is awesome. You see, when you enter into, the thing is that people started going to a lot of professions because there is no job. But when you see, so we even movie industry now got a lot of people who didn't even have any theater arts training or everything, and it now looked as if most of the rules are not there, but they're doing good. I will tell you, they are doing fantastically well. This time I was looking at the film house thing. Only this week, lockdown or no lockdown, they produced 1,448 movies within 6 months, or with HI. That is how much effort these people are making, you know. And there, every 12 has a Judas. In every 12, there's a Judas. So we will not go to calling out those who are not doing it right, but I want to, I want to thumb off those who are getting it right in the Nollywood. They are doing so good, and with the way they are going now, look at us. Go to Netflix. All movies produced from us are there. You know, it's kudos. It's kudos, and they are doing it from unconducive environment. They are doing it from where our people, our government have not really given them the kind of support that they needed. It has not been cozy for them, but despite everything, they've actually have done noble. I am filled with thanks for the things they have done. Marvelous. So we won't just be talking about the negative thing. Let's talk about the positive, because despite all hurdles, they were able to keep churning out and they're doing good.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Right. So when you say AI, for the benefit of those who doesn't understand the acronym, what did you mean?
I mean higher, higher, as in the equipment now is not like when we started.
Okay.
It's not like when we started. They've gone up, that they can compete with people now in any way because the equipment are matching them, you know, back to back. That's what I'm saying. So when I said they produce it with HI, it means that they did not just use the normal, their usual. They are doing movies that can compete with anybody, anywhere this time around. And it's good.
Right. So would you say there are difficulties that filmmakers could face with COVID now?
Of course. COVID hits entertainment people. They are the worst hits, you know, because people who have business online and everything, they were moving, they were thriving. But, you know, this COVID came with, you can't hug, you can't be seen anywhere, everybody run for your life only. So it affected them so much because movie production stopped. Hotel management people stopped. Comedian, no event. How can you comment when there's no place for you to go to? So it stopped. It affected them. And financially too, they've not had this massive support, financial support, for them to actually have a film village that is known, where people are sponsored to come and do this thing. All of these things are all still on self-sustained efforts. On self-sustained, even if there is a give out, you will never hear it until the door is closed. So the people who have what it takes, who have fantastic script that could change the world, don't have the finance to actually bring it on board.
Wow.
Okay. So it's a minus.
It is indeed. Yeah. Okay. So some of your work, like your books and your films, where can one find them?
Like, yes, they're in Amazon too. Like this one, we have The Secret of the Wind here. Okay. And Secret of the Wind is just a book, as in it's a daily motivation. We have the Treasures Money Cannot Buy. You know, most people think that money is the A all and Z all, but there are things in life that money can't buy. And they need to, I don't need to tell them what they need to look at for the book to find it, because it's amazing. Things money can buy and is everywhere. This is a power of COVID-19. Now, this is not to say that it is as in for the medical doctors and all that. This book is the myth. It comprises both the myths, the truth, and the conspiracy theories. When COVID came out, there were no kind of news that people did not hear. A lot of things were happening left, right, and center. People were coming in with different categories of things, and a lot happened to the world, and it can never go back to how we used to be. Something changed, and that is what this book is all about. In the church, we now find that this one is now about countries that are at war started embracing peace. For the first time, people realized that there are more to life than all the things that people are fighting for, busy for, looking for. Everything that people who had money in the bank closed. They couldn't even get a dime. People who are supposed to be in the church without church, they can't live. They survived without church. And they learned how to pray on their own, and they are alive today, you know, with so many things, so many myths and conspiracy theories and truth and facts. Here, we will find out from here what happened to the world and why it can never be the same again, apart from the medical aspect. Now we have I Shall Be Decorated here. Written by me. Here is about your confession, and because your confession will lead to your possession in life. What is it that you're saying concerning yourself? What are you saying? Because if you know that you shall be decorated, there are certain things you need to begin to confess and reconfess concerning yourself, because it's not what happens to you that determines what you become. It is what you do with what happens to you. Yeah, in this book, you know, that is everything doesn't just appear the way they look. Some come in as, you know, evidence against reality, but then you have to tell yourself, pick yourself up from here, because falling is inevitable. Everybody can fall, but what do you do after that? Your ability to pick yourself up, dust yourself up, hold your head high and keep moving. That's the difference, and that's what makes you, you know, and that's what I need them to do. Now, this is your taking control of your attitude. Yeah, this book again is something that they need to, because attitude is everything. Attitude is everything about us. How you react, how you behave, what you say. A lot of people have gone into a lot of trouble because of something just one sorry can solve. Okay, then you find out that your arrogance, your pride in everything, 100 years from today, all of us will be ancestors. So whatever it is that we're killing ourselves for, they will be gone. And just like we don't know who our great grandfathers are, most people will not remember us, even if no matter what we have achieved today, because they move on, right? I was telling somebody and I said, how your parents raise you, you know, it's not even how you're going to raise your children, no matter how you try, because the world they raise you into is no longer existing. That word is gone. This is a new era, a new dawn. So we need to do an in-depth analysis and begin to do critical research into ourselves first to come out with how we can survive, because things are not longer going the way we were raised, and we're watching it in our eyes and we don't know what to do about it. So people need to, first of all, get it into themselves that they will survive, change their mindset, get their rational reasoning out, be very, 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 very open and innovative, and they need to drop sense of entitlement. Nobody owes anybody anything anymore now. You need to understand and then know that your starting small is the ability of success, because you cannot wait for that uncle to come with 10 million, 5 million for you to do something. It's no longer happening. So you know that if you want something, you can start small and then start something. Endure the hardship, find a way, because if you're not faithful in little, you can't be faithful in much. No matter what you think, if you cannot manage 10 naira and make it produce 15 naira, if they give you 10 million, you will waste it. So these things are what we need to get, and they're all there in the.
Fabulous, fabulous. In fact, you know, following up on what you've just said, they said to whom much is given, much is expected, right? And exactly. For those who did well with what they were given, exactly. Even more will be
Exactly.
given to them. Those who did nothing with what they were given,
we're taken away.
that one that they even have will be taken away.
Exactly.
So it's a very wise word, and I'm really I feel you very well.
Thank you.
Okay, Ambassador
Yes,
Chibuzo.
I'm very loyal.
Right. If you were to reflect back in time in your life and you have to change anything, what would that be?
Yeah, what would that be? How would I really need to change about myself? See, honestly, I love myself, and I love God's grace upon my life, really. I don't think I need to. Maybe because maybe if I need to come again, maybe I am social though. I am very social. I am very positive, but I have made my units so small that most people don't like it. I like when I meet you for something, for job, when we're done with it, go home. Because I know that the only way to stay out of trouble is when I mind the things I say. And if you cannot keep anything to yourself, nobody has disappointed you. That's the correction I give to somebody. Nobody betrays you, because the moment you take what you need to keep yourself and tell somebody, you have betrayed yourself, sir. Because if you cannot keep it, don't expect another person to keep it for you. You understand? So really, I don't know. I don't think I need to do, but because we are all occupying space, we are all created for a purpose, and I believe I'm fulfilling God's purpose for my life. You understand that? And there is something the world is craving for. They're looking for people who can look them in the eye and tell them the truth. And I am not looking for people to love me. Believe me, I'd rather be hated for who I am than to be loved for the person who I'm not. So I thank God for me.
Okay.
And I'm grateful for my husband. He's loving me right.
Okay. Amazing. That's wonderful. And I think I've seen him in some of your books as the front cover.
Yeah, when they say charity begins at home, when you have somebody that you know that is seeing something that is worth acknowledging, yes, because during that COVID, he really worked himself out in NHS. They did a whole lot. So in that COVID-19 book, I know it's an honor. He deserves it.
Fabulous. That's perfect. Okay, so what could be the most effective pathway to succeed in the filmmaking process? Whether it's acting, producing, directing.
Yeah, people should not be in a hurry to come up with scripts that are not really durable. What I mean is this: most times people are in competition with people who they don't know and who don't owe them anything. And because you want to be like this person, you feel that bringing out 20 movies in a year that is half-baked is what puts you in the market. But I think people should take their time to learn about the things they want to do. Even if as an actor, you don't need to be a theater act person to be an actor, but you owe yourself to actually go on the net, because there are so many things you need to be. It makes me happy when I see people who are qualified, not because of paper, leave what paper says, but who are qualified mentally, that you can stand the test of time. That's what we don't need to keep getting people because, oh, they can speak English. No, get people who, after that, being a role model means that there are so many sacrifices that you need to do. There are so many things you must not do, because when your life is affecting people you don't know, then you should be careful, because it's a load at your shoulder. And that's what we need to understand too, that when you are an image a lot of people love on the screen and they want to be like you, then there are a lot of things you mustn't do as a person too. So it's a challenge really, because things that are going on is not really so okay. We must not do what we want to do because we feel that we have right to do it. We must consider the people we influence, because just like the movies are influencing them, our personal life too, we influence them more. So it's a problem already, but all the same,
yeah,
a lot needs to change really. A lot needs.
And what do you think as an independent filmmaker? What do you think they can do? With all the struggle that they are having now, what do you think they can do to attract more global audience?
They are attracting global audience, but the fact is that it's on one-on-one, it's an individual basis, really. And it's difficult to make a whole, make change that's going to be holistic. You know why? Because people are doing this thing from their pocket. So you don't come out to come and give somebody who is spending his or her money and automatically that these are the standard when you didn't give the person money. If you had government that are bringing out money for these people to do this, then that's when those standards can be in place and it will work well. Because as I am, if I'm shooting movie behind my house, nobody knows that. Do you understand? So nobody will come and judge me. In every forest, anywhere they find space, they are there. And you will never know. The ones you will know are the few who you think you know that they are shooting their movies. You understand? And that's it. And because it's coming from their pocket, then that's when they can use anybody that will help them and not take so much money from them. Because A-list artists in your movies are your pocket is, you're going to pay for it. So and that's why half-baked won't stop, because government is not helping them. It's not helping them at all. And when you raise money to do this, you do it your way and to your terms and how you want it. You see, so it's difficult to give an advice that will cover everybody because it's not going to work that way.
Yeah, okay. That's absolutely correct. So who's your favorite actor, producer, director?
Director, okay. Effective actor, really. I like Frederick Leonard a lot. Okay. I like him a lot, for all his worth. He's a committed person. Right. When he comes to your set, once you agree with him, and he respects that fact, and that is what I honor. Is being an actor and having fame doesn't mean that you will not consider that somebody is putting money on something. Do you understand? And most people borrow money from bank to actually shoot movies. So that you're famous doesn't mean you have to hold down somebody's set. You understand? Irrespective, not putting into consideration other people. No, but he doesn't do that. And I'll give it to him. In all the work I have done for him, where I have seen him work and all that, when you have a day with him, he comes on there, he does his bit. And even if to midnight, even if to AM, he does that. So I like him.
Fantastic. Okay, we're going to be rounding up. It's been a wonderful dialogue with you. Just before we go, what advice would you give to young up-and-coming actors, looking up to you and seeing what you've done, wanting to, have a piece of the action? What advice would you give them?
I always tell them, like I said, they are. Now, when I look at them, whether they have come to my office for talk and I have opportunity of holding microphone to talk to them, I keep telling them they are not a waste of space at all, that they are created for a purpose, that there is something about them that the world is craving for, that they are born to make difference, they are game changers, and they are destiny, uplifted, and they are record breakers. I always like to motivate them, and I told them that solution providers, that don't ever look at yourself as somebody who needs to depend on somebody to become something. Honestly, like I said, killing sense of entitlement in the head of our youth is the way to go, so that they can actually stand up and make it work. Whatever your parents are, not who you are, and they need to understand it, because you need to have a name to yourself, and it's not how big that matters, it's how decent and how beautiful you've made it. And changing of mindset, positive mental attitude is one thing I need everybody to have, because you are not small in any form. Wherever space you occupy, give your best to it. I always say that once you are once you're a fish, irrespective of where you are, whether you're in a small pond or in a big fish, just make yourself grow where you are. When they call big fishes to come out, you will come out from your pond, and those will come out from the Atlantic Ocean, and everybody will be something. That's just what I keep telling them. Never give up on yourself. Never say never. Forward ever, backward never. Is always a way to go. He wobbles away. And there's always, see, your willpower breaks down walls. It always does. I'm a testament. It does. Believe in yourself and believe in, and then put the right attitude, put an action upon that dream. Because I keep telling people, ACT is action changes things, and it does.
That's a very, very good roundup. Ambassador Chibuzo, where can people find you on social media? Can you give us your hashtags?
Okay, in social media, they have me, Chibuzo Baso, Sigwe is there. Then in same social media, or they will in YouTube, be inspired with Boost of Parts, because there's this small a weekly motivational talk that I give. They can find me there. On Instagram, be inspired at Ambassador Boost of Parts. In Twitter, Boost of Parts. It's there.
Facebook,
Chibuzo Baso Patrick, and then my motivational page is there. Say No to Drug Addiction page is there. Boost of Part Network is there. Be Inspired with Boost of Part is there. Mel Johnson Youth Empowerment Initiative is there. They are all pages and groups that are there. Any one of them that they click, they will see me.
Nice one. Are you on IMDb?
No.
Okay. What about Pinterest?
Yeah, but I'm not the one running it, so I can't tell you anything about it. Somebody in my office does that one for me.
Okay, that's all right. That's fine. Okay, please, guys, you've heard it from Honorable Ambassador Chibuzo Osigwe. It's an honor to have you today, and I'm sure the viewers would have learned a whole lot from your in-depth knowledge and achievements. It's really great to have you. And we look forward to having you again on Take 101, the A to Z in filmmaking. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give feedback for Honorable Chibuzo. If you have any questions for her, drop it down below, and I'm sure she will be able to answer some of the questions. Anytime we do a live event, of course, you have the opportunity to ask her live. But for now, drop your comments. If you're inspired, let us know how inspired you are. If you have any questions, drop it there. She will be coming back to read your questions and give you answers. And follow her social media platforms, and see what she's going. She's very busy. She's a very busy woman, and you're gonna learn so much from her. But until then, we're going to say goodbye, unless Ambassador have anything else to say. But I think you said quite a lot.
Everything. Yeah. Just to say thank you for this privilege. Thank you so much.
All right. Until then, we'll see you again on Take 101.
All right. Bye. Thank you.